So you've got some money saved up and you want to pour it into poultry, and then you start to consider which way to go. Is it layer farming or broiler farming? Well, count yourself so lucky today, because I'll be sharing deep insights that will help you to decide which way to go. Is it layer or broiler farming? So if you want this kind of information, you want to watch this video from right now to the end. In case you are new to this channel, this is DIY AGRIC. I'm an animal scientist and your poultry success partner. So if you are new to this channel, please, I would like you to subscribe, because you don't want to miss any of the information I'll be sharing, or the ones I've even shared in the past. So without wasting your time, I want to make sure that every second of this video counts. So please watch it from now to the end. Trust me, you're going to enjoy every bit of it. So first, I would like to tell you about broilers. What are broilers? You need to know these two classes of chickens before you decide which one to choose. What are broilers? Broilers are genetically engineered to grow real fast. Like, talk about growth, they are excellent, super excellent. Within 6 weeks, your broilers on your farm can get to maturity. They can mature and get to weight of up to 2.7 kg and even 3 kg. Yes, with good feeding and excellent feed formulation, you can get that weight within 6 weeks. And talking about startup quantity, if you want to start broilers farming, you can start with 20, you can start with a carton which is 50, you can start with 100, and the startup capital is quite low. Trust me, if you have up to about 70, 100,000, you can do a sizable number of broilers. Another thing about broilers is quick return. Yes, don't forget I mentioned the fact that they can grow to maturity within 6 weeks, and that means quick returns for the farmer. So if you are somebody who's got no chill, you want to you want to turn this investment into money quickly, then broilers might be the right option for you. If you want quick return on investment, broilers are your choice. Within 6 weeks, you can sell your broilers and get another batch. You can do a couple of batches within a single year. And the overall risk of rearing broilers on your farm, I say the risk is low. It's lower than that of layers. Trust me, the risk of rearing broilers is low. Let me explain. Within 6 weeks, they get to maturity. So even if something happens along the line, let's say around the 3rd week or 4th week, some of them get sick, you try to treat them, you manage the disease, and at 6 weeks you are selling them off already. But if that happens, if you have a serious disease case like a viral disease outbreak on your layer farm, it's going to be hard, because let's say it starts even at 2 months, that's 8 weeks of age. These birds are supposed to stay on your farm for up to 1.5 years and 2 years. So if you can look at that, look at what it means to have a viral outbreak at 2, 3, 4, 8 weeks. You know, you have to manage the disease and ensure that the birds get well and produce up to 2 years. That's crazy. It's a lot of management between the timeline. Yeah, where things get really tricky about broilers is marketing. If you are doing broiler farming, you want to ensure that you have market for your products. Yes, because these birds will eat and eat and eat. They eat a lot of food in just one day, in a single day. And if you are not lucky to find those that will buy per kg, the problem even becomes worse. Because if your birds are supposed to sell for 3,000 naira or 4,000 naira, as the case may be, based on the age and environment, if they have to stay for 2-3 extra days on your farm, they can hit up all your profits. Yes, if they are supposed to go out today and you spent 250,000 on feeding, for example, if your customer doesn't come and they have to stay for 2 extra days, you may have to spend another 30,000 naira or 20-something thousand naira feeding them for just a few days. So that's part of your profit already, if not all your profit. So you want to be very strategic in your marketing. You don't put broilers on your farm without having the market for your products. So that's it. So a quick rundown on broilers. They have excellent growth rates. They grow, they are like meat machines, you know. It's like they are actively converting the feed into meat every second of the day, to the extent that if you leave your broilers in the morning and come back in the evening, it is almost noticeable. You can almost see the change physically in them. not to talk of leaving them for 2-3 days. In fact, you will see it. Even a dead man will almost see it. So that's that about their growth. You can start small. You can start with 20, 50. What about diseases? Yes, it's very important that we talk about diseases. Broiler diseases are not that much. Why? Because they don't stay so long on your farm. Just like I told you, within 6 weeks they are gone. The maximum you should allow them to stay on your farm, depending on the breed, is about 8 to 10 weeks. That's the best for broilers. But actually, the ones you do for 6 weeks are just the best. That's the best you should do. So there are some diseases that don't even occur in broilers at all. Most broilers don't encounter what we call fowl pox, because fowl pox itself starts after about 5-6 weeks. So your birds don't get fowl pox between 1 to 4 5 weeks, really. So it's very rare to see fowl pox in broilers. But in layer farming, you might have to deal with fowl pox if you don't vaccinate. So we are still going to get to that when we talk about layers. So about disease management, I think broiler diseases, they are much, but not as much as that of layers, as that which you have to battle with in layer farming. So that's that about broilers. And if you are getting value already, I want you to please like the video, click the thumbs up button while we'll continue. So layers, the egg masters, the egg machines. So layers are like God's gift that just comes down to bless you. Oftentimes people even think that you have done money ritual, because layers just bless you and bless you and bless you. One beautiful thing about layers is that once whether you start from chick stage where you rear them into the point of lay where they begin to lay about 17 weeks, or you buy the point of lay at about 14 weeks or 16 weeks, you see the amount you spend in buying layers at 16 weeks can be paid back after the 1.5 years of laying. That is when you are selling these birds as spent layers. You can recover the money you use in getting them. So the business happens in between the time they start to lay and the end of lay. That is, you buy feed, they lay eggs, the eggs pay for the feed and gives you money in your bank as your own profit. So it's just beautiful. But then let's consider layers in detail. What exactly is a layer bed? What exactly are they like? What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Stay tuned. So unlike the broilers that are genetically optimized for meat production, the layers are genetically hardwired to lay eggs. Like each day they just want to lay eggs. So that's the main reason why we keep layers, is for egg production. And a layer hen will lay from about 5 to 6 eggs per week. That is, in a week you can be expecting up to like 6 eggs from each hen that you have. So if you have 100 hens, you will know what to expect from them every week. So let's talk about the cost of production. When we talk about layers, the cost of production is comparatively higher than that of broilers. Yes, don't forget that you have to keep them for a long period of time, and the equipment that you have to buy is quite more. Also, the vaccination and medication for layers is more. You have to give these ones fowl pox vaccine. You have to give them coryza vaccine if you want to. The vaccination program is just long. It's a whole lot that you have to cover compared to broilers that you can just give the Lasota and the Gumboro vaccine and they are fine, nothing else. But these ones, they take the Lasota, they take the Gumboro, they take fowl pox, they take all manner of vaccines just to ensure that they are fine even through their laying period. And it's very essential that you do these things. If you skip it, you might encounter troubles, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of people say layer farming is this, layer farming is that. Yes, it is more labor and capital intensive, and one of the reasons is because there are a lot of things that you need to do. If you do these things, I tell you, it will look like you have done money ritual. They will just be laying and everything will be fine, as long as your biosecurity is in place and everything, you are giving them the right feed per time and all that. So let me quickly talk about weather. Layers can survive both in cold period and in hot period, but then they will eat more when it is cold. Yes, that's one logic that some farmers don't know. Layers will eat more when the weather is cold, and it requires that you give them more feed during that time. If you have a calculation and you say, okay, we are serving these birds 5 bags every day, you can't do that throughout the year. It has to vary. When the weather is cold, they will demand for more feed, and you need to know this, and you give them more feed. So when the weather is hot, they don't eat as much as they eat during the cold periods. Maybe one thing I did not mention about the broiler is that they don't like heat. Broilers don't like heat. Yes, and that is why when you are constructing their house, you want to ensure that the walls are very, very low. You give them low walls so that they can have lots and lots of air. Yes. Talking about labor intensity, rearing layers can be more labor intensive, especially when you are keeping the mature hens that are already laying. When you are keeping them in deep litter, it can be more labor intensive because you have to pick eggs, you have to clear the litter, you have to replace the litter, you have to serve water inside bowls, and all that is so stressful. But if you are buoyant enough to put them inside the cage, excellent. In fact, the production inside the cage system is higher than that which you will get inside the deep litter. So that's one thing you want to know too. If you have the money to invest in cage, please buy the cage so you can get maximum production from your layer. Yes, if you've been getting value for the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you are not a subscriber yet, join this community where we share lots and lots of information that can help you improve on your poultry farming business. And also click the bell button if you want to receive notifications for videos that are just posted. So if I want to help you to choose now which is best for you to rear, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions to be able to answer you well. Yes. How much do you have? I've told you that broilers are less capital intensive while layers are more capital intensive. Then how long can you wait? How long are you willing to wait? Don't forget that broilers give you a quick return on investment, and your layers will take longer to give you your return on investment. Then how much are you looking for? How much are you looking for in this business, in this poultry business? Yes, broilers will give you good return on investment. The ROI is encouraging, but layers will give you more or a better return on investment over the long run. Yes. Then what's your market like? Depending on your area or your environment, you know whether a lot of people are coming for meat or more people are going after eggs. And listen to this very important point. In no time, broilers can give you a second chance. That is, if you make mistakes, probably in the process of rearing, you allow a particular disease to surface, broilers can give you a second chance in no time. That is, after a couple of weeks, you have the opportunity to rear another batch. You know, that first one, you can sell them and then clean everywhere, make sure that everything is perfect, and you start all over. But layers, before you get that second chance, is going to be long. It's a long way to go. So that is very important, and I believe that broilers are actually better for those that are just starting. If you have not done anything poultry before, you can start with a couple of broilers, and you can get a hang of it as you start broilers. You can then move into layer production. But that's not to say that you can't start with layers. If you think you've got the guts, if you think you can withstand the risk, you know, it is said that those who don't take risks, they don't get ahead. So if you want to get ahead, if you are saying, come on, damn it, I'm going to do everything right and I'm going to make it in this business, you're fine. Layers is good. It is good for you, and if you have the money. So that's it. I hope you are able to decide based on this resourceful information I've released, and thank you very much for watching. If you are yet to subscribe, please feel free to go and subscribe now. Be a part of this community. You don't know what I'll be posting next. It's going to be useful, it's going to be helpful to you, so please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.